Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dares say. That's right, innit? That's why you've tuned in, because I've got all your attention now, Anna. Pop, pop, bang. How are you doing, Andy?
Ah, no bad, mate. Not bad. Just had a mad evening, just rushing about.
Don't
Not enough
swear
time.
at,
Not enough time in
don't
the
swear at the big man.
day. What's that all about?
You get some weirdos, don't you, that email you?
Oh, that's it. Mentalists.
They're blocked anyway now. They only get one chance to email me and they're blocked. And it's
That's
the
it. How
Cameron.
you?
Punish him for me, Cameron. Punish him. What have you been
How
up
you?
to?
Just working and being a daddy duties, and trip to the dentist today. But that's all seemed to go all right. So far.
Just found a pair of 34 waist Calvin Klein boxers that bury me. But they're so comfortable, I'm going to wear them.
Who sent you them?
No, I've had them ages. I've had them a couple of years, but they're too big for me now. But
All right, aye.
they're nice, aren't they? I feel right comfortable. Right.
Loungewear.
You what, mate?
Comfortable loungewear.
Yeah. I think me and Julian are going to come up and see you at one of them rally thing jobs when weather's a bit better up your way.
Yeah, that'd be good, aye. Getting it next year once the weather's better.
Or Knock Hill. I prefer Knock Hill because I don't mind them rallying things, but you strike me as one of them that wants to go traipsing over fields for hours and hours and hours on end. Different stages and that. And if it's bad weather and that, it's
it's miserable, eh?
I might have to put mental health on that one. But I prefer Knock Hill, but I don't mind. I'll have to get some good wellies, Andy. Right, we've got a lot to go through, so I want to get stuck straight in. Well done to Jane Couch getting in the Hall of Fame. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Five-time world champion, MBE, Hall of Fame now. And she did it her way. She took the border control on for, I think it were with strain of trade, is it? Or something like that, so that women could fight. And she was a trailblazer. She took them on. She won in court. They all went against her. The promoters, they know who they are from the UK. You know you are. And the best thing about it is the promoters that went against her are all putting women on now. They all went against her. The border control went against her. And they sanctioning women fights. So well done to Jane Couch. And she started iFilm London, with Rita and Coogan and James Elder. And we all know what happened there, don't we? Cougs, eh? But Coogan put something out tonight. Well done, Ricky Hatton, blah, 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 getting it Hall of Fame. Didn't put no out about Jane Couch. So people got on his case and got stuck into him, and he put it out, but it's a bit late in the day, and it should have gone out with Ricky Hatton's post, shouldn't it, really?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Shame on you, Coogan Cassius, but we know what you're about, don't we? We know what you're about. Licking male arsehole. That's what you do, and that's what you've always done. And if you've got a problem, come see me. You know what I mean? Don't be picking on little featherweights, flyweights. Come and pick on a light middleweight like me. So I ain't bothered about you, mate. You're full of shit. You're a brown noser. Right, and I don't like you. I'm not going to be one of them people sat in your company saying, yeah, it's all right, Cougs, to get on your channel. I don't like you. Get it in your head. I won't be sat in your company. All right, like other people who don't like you but want to get on your channel for views. I'm not one of them. Right, now I've got that off my case. Well done to Jane Couch. Johnny Horsecock's come out and he said on Seconds Out tonight, Anthony Joshua's a Porsche and he won't give the keys to Ben Davidson. What do you think to that?
He's a Porsche kit car, isn't he? He's not a real Porsche.
Hey, you what?
He's one of the old Porsche kit cars that's made out of Volkswagen Beetle. He's not a real Porsche, is he? He's not got the engine. He's not got the engine to be a Porsche, has he?
Do you think that Horsecock is a bit old-fashioned because they're all saying at the moment that go to Ben Davidson, he's the best, boxer-sized Ben and Barry the Bacon. And there was that other dude who was with him, Lee Wiley, the trio, the Three Musketeers. Look, the new kids on block, aren't they? So we have to give him credit. They've done well with Lee Wood, but let's have it right. Lee Wood has took Conlon out. Well, we've just seen Conlon's performance, haven't we, recently? And we took Warrington out. And I think they were both there for the taking. And Lee Wood, really, were losing both fights, and his power got him out of trouble. That don't make Ben Davidson Ray Arcel, does it?
I mean, they might come good in the end, but in time, but it's too early to say, I would say. They're too young, so. Though Shane McGuigan, I rate him, but he doesn't put himself out there so much, do he? Is he a similar age to Ben Davison? Or?
Yeah, Shane McGuigan's a puppy, isn't it? He didn't really go a looking with Joshua, but he strikes me as a young kid like Ben Davidson, but he strikes me as old head on young shoulders. I think he's got a bit more about him than Ben Davidson, Shane McGuigan. I don't know him personally, but looking at how he speaks and that, and I think he's been in a lot of high-profile positions. He's had a lot of high-profile fighters, but looking at Ben Davidson and Shane, if Ben Davidson's that good, why did Tyson Fury leave him? Why did Billy Joe leave him a couple of times? You know, they're questions that have to be asked. Is it because he's inexperienced? So is Ben Davidson one for the future? I mean, he looks about 15-year-old, doesn't he, after he's had a show? Looks like a school kid, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I would say Shane's more mature, I like to say, he's an old head on young shoulders. And he's been about boxing since he was a kid, brought up on it. So I don't know Ben Davidson's background.
Barry McGuigan's and all. I've got a question for Barry McGuigan about Barry later, but Barry McGuigan's an Hall of Famer, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's been around it. Barry McGuigan's his brother trained him, didn't he, at one point, didn't he? I think, didn't he?
All right.
Brother. So Shane will have grown up with it all, and Shane's been an amateur fighter as well. And so I think he's probably got more about him, but they're probably going to be the rivals for the next 30 years, aren't they? You know, as trainers. Yeah. That's true. So everybody can have the favourites. I think Ben's one for the future, but if he were that good, he'd still be with the big GK, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
But that's just my opinion. So I don't know. What do you think, Andy?
I agree with that, yeah. I don't agree all the time, but I agree with that point, yeah. I think, like you say, see where he goes down the road, gets a few more fighters under his belt and see what he does with them. But for me now, the jury's still out on him.
I mean, you've got to look at it like this, right? Joshua, I covered it with Terry this morning, and he probably spoke. Terry probably got it bang on. Joshua maybe could have absorbed that much into his head. I think he's had an overload. Yeah,
he does strike me as being in a ball of confusion a lot of the time, isn't he? And he looks tetchy now at that big press conference. He just didn't look at ease, did he? He looked grumpy and he looked just uneasy altogether, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked uneasy. And no, I feel sorry for Derek James, because Derek James has took him on and we heard everything what they were saying. Oh, it's a perfect fit. It's like fitting a glove on a hand, Eddie said. And it's a perfect fit, and they get on like a house on fire. There's so much respect there. Waxing lyrical and all that. Gobble, 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 slurp, slurp, slurp. And then as soon as he didn't really ice Elenius after a couple of rounds, all of a sudden, doubts creeping, don't they? Oh, he should be taking Robert Elenius out early. The doubts are there.
Yeah.
You know where I'm coming from? And then... Go on.
He didn't step on it at all. For me, that was a dreadful performance. Elenius was bashing him up, and he only knocked Elenius out when Elenius got tired, didn't he? Yeah. He's always had no time for a decent camp, Elenius. And who's Hellenius? Really, who's, even I thought Chisora beat him, even though Hellenius got a decision. So, and I think, well, my pal thinks he's going to do Wallen, and I'm saying, well, he's not showed any aggression lately. So how's he going to do Wallen? For me, Wallen outworks him, and he's a busier fighter. He might get robbed in the scorecards, Wallen, but for me, Wallen outworks him. I don't think he stops him, right? But if he was, it'd be later. Maybe he's able to overwhelm him for a number of punches if he does hurt him on the ropes or something like that. But I think it'll be, for me, it'll probably be a points win for Wallen. But he might get jobbed on the cards because it's all set up for Wilder Joshua, apparently. But I don't know if that's to be believed either, is it?
What? Why didn't he go to Tony Sims? You know, the matchroom head coach. You know, if he'd worked with Tony before, and why couldn't he? Why couldn't he go there? It seems a strange. You know, it'd be local for him and that. I don't. Why did he want to go to California to Garcia, and then Dallas for Derek James? I don't get that, do you?
All around the world and looking for answers that aren't there. That's what
he was training with them all, hasn't he?
Mm. Now he doesn't know what style is.
There's only Teddy Atlas left, isn't there?
That's it. It's just that's madness. It's madness. He should have stayed with Robert McCracken in my book, but he knew where he was for him, surely. But
I'm gonna throw a name in mix here, and he's not my cup of tea. You know, fighters failing dope test on his watch, but the trainer, maybe I've been a bit harsh on Flex. The trainer can't be responsible for what the fighters are doing outside of his gym, can he?
No, that's right.
But why didn't he give Flex a role? Sheffield?
Yeah. That's it. He's been around the Sheffield scene, hasn't he? So it probably makes sense. Flex is a loose end, does he know? Is he training anybody at the moment? He could have committed all his time to Joshua if that was.
He's only training Kelbrook, but Kelbrook really. I'd like to see Kelbrook one more time, but really, do we need to keep digging up these old timers? Do you know what I mean?
Especially when he's had both eye sockets smashed, didn't he? So
and why would you want to risk it? But I would have liked to have seen Flex have a go. What about Joe Gallagher, former ring trainer at you? He never gets a look in with Olympians. He only had Joe Murray. He's only had Joe Murray. I think he went to Olympics in 08 with Gale and them. He's had Joe Murray, and that's it. You know,
he's a Hall of Famer, isn't he? Joe Gallagher.
Joe Gallagher's he's nailed on for Hall of Fame eventually. He's Ring Magazine trainer at you, wasn't he?
Ring Magazine, sorry, aye. Who better?
Well, why not? It's only Manchester. I mean, he's been over to Dallas and that, but there's other trainers in the country that there's other trainers down London he could have gone to. I mean, I personally thought he would have gone to Don Charles. That's what I thought. But obviously,
Big Daddy Don.
Big Daddy Don.
Or Adam Booth. Is Adam Booth taking a break from it now? He maybe be a good.
Out to Adam Booth! He's the best! The Dark Lord! Out to Adam Booth!
The Dark Lord could have joined him in the dark room, eh? Could have been a good matchup, that.
Goward, he could train Joshua easily. It's only a confidence thing with Joshua now, and he's got all the tools there to do everything. But I always feel looking at him, he looks like a big stiff, doesn't he? Big stiff dummy like George Foreman. You know what I mean? He doesn't seem flexible, does he?
George Foreman was can't I mention him in the same sentence as Joshua, though, eh? George Foreman, he was a big mummy, but he was a tough mummy, wasn't he? He could punch, fight, everything, eh? And he had a granite chin, Big George, eh? Taking Tommy Morrison left hooks, flushing the chin, eh? No problem.
What has Jamie McDonnell, Richie Woodall, and Anthony Joshua all got in common? Jamie McDonnell, Richie Woodall, and Anthony Joshua. Them three, right? What have they all got in
common? They're all too stiff. Is that what you're going to say?
There's two things they've all got in common.
Tell me.
One of them, they all watch Porky's Corner, and the other one, And the other one, they've all got 5 wins over world champions.
Ah, right, there you go then.
One works in media, one's on Skid Row, and one's worth 200 million.
That's
But
it.
one's an heavyweight, one's a company man, and one just likes to go out on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and sit looking for up blinds all weekend. Pop, pop, bang on that one. Hey, what did you think to Ray Doyle leaving Steffi Bull? You know, Terry Harper's trainer. I wonder what she's going to do now. Is she going to turn into a puncher if she goes elsewhere?
Does he feel uncomfortable with what's going on with Steffi Bull or this taking young girls to Mexico and that? Is he?
I don't know what's gone on, but they're divorced. So
divorce, some reason,
messy, don't they? You know, divorces, they get messy, I think.
They do. Start off amicable and then turn to shit.
She could do with a local trainer, couldn't she? What about young Josh Whale? He's training Dempsey. He's building his stable. Why don't they give Josh a run with Terry Harper and Josh's dad, Mick? They might teach her how to, throw a punch and stay in pocket instead of running backwards all the time like Johnny Horsecock.
Pedal on the bike backwards.
With his beanie hat on today. Hey, Johnny, with his beanie hat. Reminds me that I need to get a new beanie hat. Hey, Johnny, I know you're listening. I like that pink roll neck you had on today. We're proper Roger Moore, that kid. Pop, pop, bang. Ty and Booth. Give Jane Couch a lot of stick. Somebody sent me a video. It's a couple of years old, this video. But give Jane Couch a lot of stick. And some of the stuff I've seen in it were a bit, I don't know, pictures of teenage girls, 13, with Down syndrome, and they're in the knickers and bra and stuff like that. And I'm starting to wonder what boxing followers are starting to watch. And looking at that, and I thought, God, I hope some of them don't watch my channel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some sick individuals out there, isn't there?
That sounds a bit unsavoury.
I couldn't believe it what I was seeing. I'm not even going to go down that route, what he said about Coogan's daughter. But Tyan, come on, tidy yourself up. I thought you were going to knock it on. Ed swilling ale and all that on your channel and all that a couple of weeks ago. And then I seen him have a fight. Somebody sent me it today. He fought that white collar guy, quit like a dog and then spat in the guy's face. What all that about?
No, nah.
Couldn't believe it, mate. It shocked me that. I didn't know you were like that, mate. Honestly. But he gone down in my estimation, that.
Where's the respect, eh?
Hey?
So where's the respect? That's disgraceful, that.
Mate, it just shocked me. Hey, listen, it wasn't that long ago. He nearly done Eubank, didn't he? Tie and move. And then I seen him fighting this white collar guy, and I thought, what's all that about? Really disappointing. Right, Chris Billum-Smith. Do you think we could say he basically pinched a world title? Because nobody really knows who he is. He's pushing 34-year-old.
Yeah.
And he's got a fight, hasn't he, this weekend against Masterneck. I think they're all saying he's going to get done, Masterneck, but Masterneck's really experienced his 52 fights. You know what I mean? 47 wins. So I think that's if it goes to points, Masterneck's not going to get Robert Green, but that's a banana skin. Do you think?
Yeah, it's a tougher fight than a lot of people think. Maybe he was thinking himself. Can he buy experience? That's one thing for sure. But he's maybe thinking he's got a gimme fight for his first defence, and then I think with Coley, he was right place at the right time, wasn't he? And when he beat a Coley, he was in the right place at the right time. And a Coley's he's dreadful to watch, isn't he? So is he even going to come back now? I mean, what's he going to do? This is a big disappointment for Coley. But fair play to Billum-Smith. He's got his title, so hopefully he can hang on it for a wee while. But like you say, that is a banana skin. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Do you think that promoters are going to want to put Lawrence Okolie on shows?
Nah. He's ruined it for himself, hasn't he?
Guy, do you know when Eddie got rid of him? They were partying, you know.
I can believe
And
it.
his dad were cracking champagne open. I mean, they performed miracles, didn't they, for Okolie, didn't they? You know, the guy for Styles shocking, and then I see him on telly.
He is a stinkinator, isn't he? He is the real stinkinator.
I see him on telly doing rap.
It's like, you know what reminded me about it? Rap
What?
videos. It reminded me a bit of Henry Akinwande when he fought Lennox Lewis. Again, it was just horrible, just a horrible style. It was. So if Akinwande when he was fighting other people, he boxed better, didn't he? But when he fought Lewis just kind of smothered him, didn't he? And he got disqualified, didn't he, by Mills Lane for holding on.
Yeah, listen, mate. Okolie, this time next year, he'll be selling crack in Hackney. He'll be selling crack, mate, in Hackney, East London, this time next year on streets, mate. That's what he'll be doing. He'll be serving up. Because I don't see him going anywhere. Who's going to want to put him on a show? When he's on, people are like, oh, it's Okolie, aren't they?
No.
You know when he's coming up, chief support in a world title, like, oh God. Put kettle, let's just nip out for a chinky and we'll come back when the cold fight's finished, the 12-round ball feast. Well, that's what happens, isn't it, when he comes on? And I feel for him really, but I'm not feeling it for him to watch him.
And if you are watching him, you're just willing him to be a bit, just go on, just be a bit more exciting and do something that's not dull or cold. No, it's just horrible. It's just horrible. But you're willing for him to be better, but it's just not happening. It's just, you're willing him on to be better, but it's just not happening.
Yeah, I know, mate. It's what do you think to Aney against Prograis? I'm looking forward to that, Andy.
That'll be a good fight. That might even be worth getting up through the night for him. Was it Saturday night?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good fight, that Aney. I like Aney, but let's have it right. He got that belt, didn't he, by default?
I thought Lomachenko beat him. I thought Lomachenko beat him.
Got that belt
last
by default, eh?
Is it Lomachenko he fought last? I thought Lomachenko beat him, but Aney got a decision.
Yeah, he's going to get the decision, isn't he? He's the Lomachenko's coming to end, and Aney's new next gen, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it. They're going to give him it.
This boxer card headed by Adrian Mole and God, matchmaker Al Siesta. He's always there or thereabouts, isn't he? Big Al. Al Siesta. And Kevin the Gerbil Campion, matchmakers. Jeez, let me just read this out. Let me just read this show out to you here. Right. The rankings and extra. This is how dire a Sky show this is, right? This is how dire they've got. Lewis Edmondson ranked 156 against the guy ranked 476. This feed us. Then we've got Francesca Hennessy ranked 110 against Arietta ranked 50. So that's a good fight for Francesca. So she's fighting somebody that's got a higher ranking than her by 60 places. And I think it's only a second fight. So that's good. Then you've got Lauren Price, ranked number 5 against the girl number 12. That's Bortot. But Lauren Price will just run straight over her. Ben Whittaker, ranked 123. He's fighting a guy ranked 278. How can an Olympian like Ben Whittaker be fighting a guy ranked 278? That means he's going backwards. Then we've got Lee Cutler. Lee Cutler ranked 142. He's going backwards, fighting a guy ranked 288. Kingsley Egg Buniki. Then we've got Michael McKinson ranked 56, fighting a guy ranked 377. As chief support, Mike Musaf Lawson. Then we've got Willem Smith, number 3, against Masterneck, who's in a world title fight. And he hasn't fought in 14 months, so he's not even got a ranking. But yet all of a sudden, he's in a world title fight. I mean, You couldn't make this up, could you?
Nah, it's pretty dire, eh?
Pretty dire. Well, they're scraping barrel, aren't they? That's what it is.
Yep.
They're scraping the barrel. But are you telling me that they've spent money on that show because they haven't? That shows, apart from that fight there, Masterneck and Billum Smith with belt on line. But if he had to beat a Coley and you take that belt off at line, that belt's no better than what Dennis Hobson and Steve Crump were putting on Fight Zone. Not that much better. And that's Sky, supposed to be at Flagship. And we've got Horsecock pushing that show out as if it's best thing since sliced bread. Horsecock, you should be embarrassed. You're trying to sell us. You're trying to sell us a lobster, but it's spam. That's what it is. That's what this is, Horsecock.
It's not even proper spam. It's that cheap stuff, you know.
Hey, what is that? Andy, what
non-brand chopped pork.
Hey?
That's terrible, eh? There's no investment there from what it should be, like you say, the flagship of boxing show in the UK, anyway, yeah.
Listen, mate.
Terrible.
They've put that show together with about £500,000. They put that together with about £500,000. Full show in all bag of mashings, the full lot, everything. There'll be £500,000 thrown at that. I'm telling you, that'll be it.
There'll not be a big crowd there, I don't think, yeah.
Big crowd?
No. Where's it in? Is it Billum Smith's hometown? Now, there might be a crowd to come and see him. He's got a wee bit of following, isn't he? But,
It'll be 2 men and a dog, won't it?
You hear a pin drop there.
2 men and a dog, kid. Pop, pop, bang. You know what I mean? They're going to need John Fury to sell the show, aren't they?
Need him to come at the way, innit?
They need John to come around bumming people, aren't they? Hey?
Full moon in Southampton or whatever it is.
There's profit in show from it. There ain't that much profit, but they've not spent on it. They can't have a dig at Eddie Hills and Bricktop with serving up that load of shite. Can't they? Let's have it right, mate.
No, that's lower league stuff, that, isn't it? It's crap, mate. Is it worth switching the telly on for?
Yeah, and he's the 3rd best cruiserweight in the world, Billum Smith.
So it's disappointing, eh?
Yeah. Andy, what do you think to the beef between Jarrell Miller and Eddie Hills, the 6-0 Iceman from Billy Ricky? Oh, by way of.
I think Eddie Hills' background and reputation, Darryl was lucky he was able to walk away there.
I think Eddie's gone all road back since he's been lifting a few weights, Andy.
It's gone to his head, eh? You won't like him when he's angry.
What's happening? What's happening with Eduardo, Andy, lately?
He's lucky that Eddie's closed and he'll split off him when he turned green, isn't he? But I don't know what's going on. He's having a midlife crisis, isn't he?
Lou Ferringo.
Eddie Ferringo.
What's happening with Big Lou?
I don't believe he told Jarrell Miller where to go anyway. I think he maybe asked him to go away politely. Murmur under his breath.
Listen, mate, let me tell you this. You know, Eddie, one of these days. Do you know, years and years ago, Eddie said something about somebody who's well connected from a certain part of Europe, right? So some big heavy gangster. Eddie said something and he shot his Senate foot, right? And when it come on top and he got pulled, he filled his nappy, didn't you, Eduardo? Apple crumble. Now all of a sudden he's running around with that Sky Nicholson on his arm, Eddie's no bit of flow. And he's lifted a few dumbbells and bought a gold gym vest. And all of a sudden, he thinks he's John Gotti.
There's one of the pictures of him tensing up. He looks like he's got a cheerleader skirt on. Or maybe that's one of Sky Nicholson's skirts. Do you wear her clothes now?
What's happening there? Eduardo.
Like he's gone out of pot, isn't he? He's gone off the rails. he needs counselling, I think.
He needs something, mate, doesn't he? He needs something. Mundo against Beterbiev next month. What do you think?
Nah, he's going to get stopped, isn't he? Beterbiev's a machine, isn't he? He's the real deal, Beterbieve, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like he's a bit like, he's not as skillful as Usyk, but he's kind of come from a similar background, isn't he? He's got a big amateur career, isn't he, behind him, and he just seems super strong and that. Eh?
Yeah.
He's I don't. He's going to be lucky if it goes past the halfway point, I think.
Andy, do you think it's possible that, with Mundo being out 18 months, that his tools are going to be sharp? Or do you think that he
Oh.
should have really been a bit more active and took less money just to get a few wins?
Yeah, he should have had another couple of lower key fights in it to get himself, de-rust himself, wire brush himself down and score a WD-40, because he's going to need it if he goes in against Beterbiev, isn't he? Beterbiev, is he about 38 years old now, but nah, he's still a machine, isn't he? He's I don't see
39
many
now,
folk.
surely, something like
Yeah,
that. Isn't it?
yeah. Aye, but he's still a machine, isn't he? I bet he trains like Usyk, yeah, diligently.
Yeah. He, what amazes me about these Russians and these Ukrainians, like Golovkin, Kovalev, Beterbiev, these sort of guys, Usyk, they don't shoot the mouths off, do they? They just go about the
Yeah,
business, don't they? And they just ice people or turn them on their head, don't they?
they're so disciplined. It's unbelievable. Eh? It's
Yeah.
you never see them balloon up weight between fights or anything like that. Klitschko's
No.
a good example. He was able to box on longer at a higher level because he was disciplined. And same with Vitaly Klitschko. I really rate him. I think he was better than Vladimir. I think he was always in shape. If you look at their weight, especially Vitaly, I think his weight was pretty consistent right through. It's probably never a few pounds either side of
You know,
up or down.
Vitaly. Vitaly Klitschko. I think he only lost two, didn't he?
Yeah,
Were they on bad cuts?
bad cuts against Lewis, and he lost against Chris Bird, didn't he? He damaged his rotator cuff in his shoulder, didn't he?
You would
He
have
was
thought
called
that he would have swatted Chris Bird like a fly, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that was I think Chris Bird just outlasted him. It's more a movement. I think Bird was small, but he was agile, wasn't he? He was a good mover, Chris Bird. Not a big puncher, though, was he?
Yeah, I rated Chris Bird, but he wasn't a massive puncher. Did you rate Barry McGuigan as a fighter?
Yeah, I think he's a good fighter, Barry McGuigan. Yeah, he had a big following back in the day. I remember being a kid watching him on the telly.
I always stayed on here. When Barry McGuigan fought Pedrosa, streets were empty where I lived.
Yeah.
Everybody was in their houses watching it on a black and white.
Yeah. And his old man always sung a song at the end, didn't he? He always sing Danny Boy or something at the end of was that at the end of the fights or before the fights or something? His old man was singing.
It might have been before, I think. But what I liked about Barry McGuigan and them days, them 80s, I used to get up in the morning, right, and my old man used to get Daily Mirror posted to house, and I'd read Daily Mirror, sports page. It's football at back, but if you turn it in a couple of pages, you get a boxing spread, wouldn't you, back in the day? Some would be like Pat Sheenan for one column, or Colin Hart, or other boxing people, boxing writers and that. And these guys were like folk hero stars, weren't they, back in the day? Because there were no internet, were they? Colin Hart's column. You want to read all columns, wouldn't you? And that. Pardon?
Yeah.
And you'd read
definitely,
it.
Aye. No social media.
They'd have like the weigh-in on the Saturday morning. They'd have the Friday's weigh-in, the tail of the tape, and all that. And you'd be saying, "Oh, he's bang on weight. Oh, he looks in good shape," and all that. There wasn't none of this overkill with media that we've got at the moment with weigh-ins and stuff. You go to your newspaper and you then go put your bet on. You know what I mean? And things like that. I miss that. I miss old school stuff. Do you?
And you probably read it a few times, yeah. I used to buy all the I used to buy Boxing News, Boxing Monthly, Ring Magazine, KO magazine sometimes.
KO magazine, yeah, I wrote KO magazine.
Definitely boxing news.
But
Sorry?
back then, I used to devour it all.
Back then.
I devour it all, and like the previous Saturday's action from America, you get on World of Sport, wouldn't you? You know, on delay a week later.
Yeah.
You know, like a Larry Holmes fight.
Dickie Davis.
Yeah, and I missed back in the day sports night on a Wednesday night. They'd have boxing on from Royal Albert Hall. You know, stuff like that.
Brilliant,
I miss all them days, me. I do, honestly.
I used to have loads of videotapes, cassettes. I recorded all the fights on, loads
Did
of
you?
them. And I put them in storage. I think they got damp or something, so
Oh,
they kind of got ruined. I had that boxers collection, you know, going way. That was way back. I mean, we had Jack Johnson and what do you call him, Jack Dempsey and all these guys. What's his name? One of my favourites, Jersey Joe Walcott. I thought he was a fantastic
Jersey
boxer.
Joe. He ended up working for IBM, you know.
Did he? Aye. Remember he was a referee for Sonny Liston Ali rematch, wasn't he? Yeah. He got a bit muddled up, didn't he? But he was a brilliant boxer, Jersey Joe Walcott. He was a skillful guy.
Yeah. Terry said something this morning when I interviewed him. He said that you know, Nicholas Parsons, Eddie's little mascot, he said that he's not qualified to talk about intense beef. What do you think to that? You know, Miller, Eddie. What do you think?
He's Eddie's lap pug, isn't he? So
Eddie's little gerbil.
Eddie's little gerbil. I think he's got a little wheel he runs about on, and
Kevin the gerbil.
He's just a bairn, as you would say up here. He's just a young lad. He's
a young teenager. I had a young teenager on here yesterday, Andy. I had one on here yesterday. Teenager, yeah. We wasted 3 hours of my time. Couldn't even log on. Did all the script for him. Did filming, and then he rings me up half an hour later and says, "Oh, I'm not feeling it for this. I don't want it to be out there." I went, "You what?"
Oh no.
You what? I've got a Robin Reed moment. We've got a guy here who don't even want to show his face. He had a thumbnail as Mr. Spoon from Button Moan, and he was from Clitheroe, right out Burnley way. He's in Berry way, and he's going, "Yeah, I don't want it to be out there." Like, what? Oh. So it ain't for everybody, is it? And he was pestering me to come on. So, Aaron, good luck to you, mate. Go waste. What's his time? Go watch Sporting Icons, mate. Go watch him or IFL, but don't come on here again. Don't be leaving any fucking comments on here, you band. Fucking messer. Right, go on to part 2, mate. Pop, pop, bang. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Booyaka.